I'd like to read my poem, Taken Leaves, in Cape Breton, early fall 2025, which I'm so thrilled has received such a prestigious award. I've also been invited to say a few words about the piece, and I'm nervously happy to do so, after the poetry has its more important say. Just one preliminary note of reference. The poem mentions Podladek. This is the smallest Mi'kmaq First Nation community in Unama'ki, known by settlers as Cape Breton, a proud part of Mi'kma'ki, the vast unceded territory and ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq people. Nestled on the beautiful blue waters of the Bredor Lakes, as the French called them, for nearly half a century, from 1972 to 2019, residents of Podladek, like so many other Indigenous communities in Canada, were left without clean or safe water, frequently having to travel to the nearby town of St. Peter's, also mentioned in the poem, to wash and do laundry. So, in 5 parts, Taken Leaves. 1. Addresses, Bredor Triptych. Irish Cove, wind cuts slate turf, curl and fall of chalk. Podladek, no Canadian flags, hang a red dress. Soldiers Cove, chalked sign, honey and beach glass, sand after rain. 2. Skywriting, mixed poem, St. Peter's Trail. High wind, held sways, blue leaves, soughing. 3. Snapshot, unguarded poem. Battery Park Lighthouse, French, British, loose leaf flicker round the base of the flagpole, wind-switched maple salutes the sign, steep drop-off, actively eroding cliff. 4. Taken. Breeze stirs the green tea of St. Peter's Canal, poured between ocean and lake. Smokers, sippers, fish for glitter. 5. Moments, by the way. A roadkill deer, weight of the world. A few hours ago, water's edge behind the inn, a fawn in pause, shocked by traffic. Taken Leaves was written during a visit with my wife Leanne to St. Peter's as autumn began to take its first leaves, a time I always find poetic in its heightened quality of transient clarity, a fleeting essence of the essence, precariously powerful of poetry, especially poetry read for real, out loud. Poetry can also grant us a leave of absence from accustomed common sense ways of thinking about and responding to our surroundings and their history. Culturally marginal, poetry's own move to the margins of the everyday can sometimes act to flip the script, bringing marginal voices, perceptions, identities, moments back into wider view. Which is why I think it is sadly appropriate that the sequence ends with a roadkill deer on the margins of a highway, its absence somehow more real than the oblivious, prosaic presence of the traffic.